Welcome to Only Murders in My Mind. Hello, it's that time of the week again for another episode of Only Murders in My Mind, and we're still lacking Mike. Where is Mike, Liz? This I'm busy isn't going to cut it. We'll have to have a word with him, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. But I've got Liz Hedgecott with me, and
I kind of feel like a poor second place.
No,
Sorry,
you are a wonderful co-presenter. I wouldn't be doing it on my own, would I? It would be a bit sad.
Oh, you'd be fine. Anyway, you've got John.
Yes, I've got John. The thing is, if it was just me and him, I'd be drawing him into the conversation whether he wanted to or not. That's the only thing. Always reminds me of the editor out of Fraser. And when he couldn't get anybody on the phone lines, he'd get Ross to talk to him. Oh, it's a bit like that. So today's topic is, it's a place very close to my heart, but we were looking at it from an author's point of view, and that's Ian Rankin's Edinburgh. And Edinburgh is somewhere I go on average twice a year.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I love Edinburgh.
Edinburgh's fab.
Yeah, I've only been once this year. Usually we go in the summer, which is a completely different Edinburgh. We don't go during recently. Mm-hmm. We haven't been during the festival or the Boot Fest. The Boot Festival's great, and I will revisit that in the next year or two. Mm-hmm. We've gone when it's been like quiet. It's never quiet, but when there's nothing big, major happening. Yeah. So that Edinburgh is completely different to the Edinburgh that we normally visit in at the end of November, when we go for originally we went for the Christmas markets. Oh yeah. But when you've been to one Christmas market, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like I've been to Manchester Christmas markets once, and to be quite honest, once was enough.
Yeah, exactly. They're very pretty. They're also very, very busy. But unfortunately, last year when I went, I ended up with a rip-roaring, terrible chest infection. In fact, I think it interrupted my recordings for a while. Just you and Mike.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you were very poorly.
And I decided that as much as I love going, the winter, Scottish winters and my asthma and chest infections don't go together. So we're not going to be doing that this year. But Ian Rankin, he was born in Fife.
We won't hold that against him.
No, but he has lived in Edinburgh for quite a long time, and it's his bio. He's Sir Ian Rankin now. Did you know that, Liz?
I was aware of that.
I did not know that till I did the research. He's 65, and he was born to working class parents. And he was the first member of his family to go to university, which you often hear.
Which horrified his parents.
Yeah. And what horrified them even more was he wasn't going to get a trade. He did English literature. And they were like...
An excellent subject, I think.
You did it, didn't you?
I did do it, yes. I think my kids still wonder what the point of it was. But hey, I've written some books. Leave me alone.
Well, Lee Hall, who wrote Billy Elliot, among other things.
Did he also write Spoonface Steinberg?
Yes, he did.
Right, yeah.
Brilliant. Is a friend of my son-in-law's. They went to school together.
Oh, right.
And...
friends in high places.
His mum was always saying to Nigel, why is he doing literature? Because Nigel was doing sciences, you see, which meant at the end of it, you get a real job, in theory, And he was like, you look at the two lifestyles now. I mean, Nigel loves literature, I've got to say, and I think perhaps secretly he would like to have read literature at university, but no, he did astrophysics.
The poor thing.
Yeah, I know. So
that is such a cool subject to do, though.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't have suited me. I was not cut out for all that.
And then he did a master's in virology, so brain as big as a planet. But yeah, it did make me laugh when Nigel's mum said, I could never figure out why Lee went and did literature. I thought, I can. So yes, he studied literature at uni, and then he did actually start a PhD on Muriel Sparks.
Muriel Spark, yeah.
Which he didn't complete. And he went and lived in London for 4 years, and then he sort of roved around Europe from what I can make out.
Lucky so-and-so. Yes, I'm looking at his job list that he did before he became a full-time novelist. Great picker, swineherd, taxman, alcohol researcher. Now, there's a good job.
That wasn't on the jobs career thing when I was at school.
Well, this is what happens if you pay attention, you see. Hi-fi journalist, college secretary, and punk musician in a band called the Dancing Pigs.
I'd love to have heard that.
Which it sounds like a perfect apprenticement for a crime writer.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Have you had any weird jobs, Carol?
Oh God, yeah. I've been a picker in a warehouse. Worked for Weight Watchers. I've worked in shops, in retail, and of course, there's my nursing background as well. But yeah, I think very often as well as a young mum, you do jobs that just fit in with your kids, but nothing as good as a swineherd or an alcohol taster.
Yeah. But I remember I was when I was a student, I was in a tutorial group with someone, and he said he'd been working in a factory over the summer, and his job had been literally, those focaccia you see that are handmade, like the Tesco finest focaccia. I don't know if it was Tesco stuff, but anyway, and they're all, it says they're handmade. Then they're really not. The criteria for a bit handmade is that a human hand has to have touched it. So his job was to stand next to the production line and basically put his fingers on each focaccia and
bless them.
Yeah, he was basically blessing the focaccia.
You're done.
Yeah. So, boop, boop.
I had a friend when I was at college doing me pre-nursing course, and she had a job at Littlewoods checking the coupons.
Oh wow!
On a Sunday, and she said they used to sit in booths and they had rulers and they had to go down all the lines with the rulers. Do you remember the pools with all the little X's and things?
I used to share a flat with someone who took the pools around the doors.
Yeah, that's right.
Does it even happen anymore?
I don't think it does.
Probably not, no.
But she said she was there one week and somebody a few stalls up screamed and threw all the coupons up in the air going, I can't stand it any longer.
I can imagine it would be the sort of job that would get you down.
So as I say, when you're young and you're trained to be a nurse and one thing and another, and I did quite a lot of different jobs, but
But he didn't set out to be a crime writer, did he?
I don't think he did, no. I don't know what he wanted to do.
Well, I think he thought he was writing mainstream books.
Yeah.
Sort of in the tradition of Scottish literature, so Muir Spark, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did like classical.
Yeah, so he was a bit like, you're saying this is a genre book.
And
I think he embraced it later.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is interesting because there is a bit of a prejudice sometimes, isn't there, about genre fiction?
Yeah. But if people enjoy it and it pays the bills, and it's one of the homegrown like Scottish, along with my favourite Val McDermott and a few others. I mean, when he did make it, they lived in a place called Merchantston, which is southwest of Edinburgh. Very, very nice place with all the other famous people. And J.K. lived there for a while. And but now they live, I think it's just him and his wife. He's got 2 children. I think one of his boys has got special needs.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
and he does a lot of work, around that. But yeah, they live in one of the penthouse apartments on the Royal Mile.
Oh, very nice.
And every time I go past these places, I look up and go, "Hi, Ian, can you see me?" I'm waving, sort of thing. I like to think he's looking out, going, "Hi, Carol."
He'd probably be quite like to be at home looking out, and because didn't you say during the pandemic he quite liked being at home and not having to go on tour and do all of that stuff?
He was quite happy to stay at home and write, which is what he loves doing.
Yeah.
And not have to do. He did actually do a stint on the Edinburgh Book Festival online one.
Yeah.
Because I watched quite a few of the people that were speaking.
But again, that's still better because you'd have to travel places.
Yeah. But he's not happy when he's on the road and he's promoting his books because
not a problem I have. I say that I've been at Liverpool Book Festival this weekend, which I'll probably discuss in another podcast. But anyway, back to Sir Ian.
Yeah. So that, and he obviously, when we talk about Ian Rankin, we have to talk about John Rebus.
We kind of do, yeah.
Practically in the same breath, you know, because that's his bread
you
and
see
butter.
Rankin, you think Rebus.
You do. And John Rebus in the books lives in an apartment somewhere in the middle of Edinburgh. It won't be a posh one like Ian lives in, but it'll be, because I know in the later books he has to move downstairs because he's got COPD. Because he's a smoker.
Because of the stairs, I assume, yeah.
I think probably one of the last ones I've read. I mean, there are more out since then. It was when he was moving from his flat further up the stairs to a ground floor flat, so he wouldn't have to go up and down all the time. But one of the things that's mentioned quite regularly, and it is a real place, is the Oxford Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, next time we go to Edinburgh, I'm going to go in the Oxford Bar.
You should, and take photos.
I am. I'm going to take photographs.
You could post them on our website, couldn't you? Yes,
that's a good idea. It's in Young Street in the new town. And it's one of Ian's favourite places to go for a drink. That's why I ended up with Rebus it being one of his favourite places. And I remember when he spoke on the at the book festival during COVID, he did say that it had been his 60th birthday during COVID, and he'd got a bottle of beer or a can out of his fridge in his flat and gone and stood outside the Oxford Bar going, happy birthday.
Oh, poor man.
Just to feel like he was like celebrating.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I've noticed actually, so I think I follow him or I see him on social media quite a lot, and quite often he will like post a picture of something in Edinburgh and say, oh, this is so and so where this happened. So he is quite into the whole you know.
And I bet they do Ian Rankin tours.
When I was doing a little bit of looking up, there's quite a lot, because I've kind of put in as a search thing, you know, Rebus novels in Edinburgh. And there's all sorts of pages called The Edinburgh of John Rebus, book a tour, and, you know, Tourism Scotland, Edinburgh of John Rebus.
Yeah, because and there's lots of JK tours in Edinburgh.
Oh, there will be. So what's the JK Edinburgh connection then?
Well, she live in Glasgow?
I think so.
In the those flats that were well known. I'm trying to remember the name of them. Was it the Gorbals? But yeah, when they're doing Edinburgh, they're doing tours about some of the places in her books and some of the names in her books. Ridley, the other name for He Who Must Not Be Named, is from the Graves, Greyfriars Grave.
Oh, right. I was not aware of that.
Yes, it's in there somewhere. I'm going to do that tour next time I go. But you do see lots of people going round, and you know, I think some of the places in her books were based on, you know, like all the little alleys and things like that were based on some places in Edinburgh.
Yeah. I see. I wondered if it was a setting for.
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but as I say, she went to live in Edinburgh when she first became famous. I mean, she probably owns a castle somewhere now.
Probably, yeah. Well, I imagine it's one of these things where people see the name and like, right, yep, we're doing it. So yeah, license to print money.
There must be some connection, because as I say, when I was in Portugal once, I was in Porto, and apparently she lived and worked there and wrote some of her first drafts of Harry Potter in a particular bookshop, and they were fed up of people going into the bookshop to look round and go, this is where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. So in the end, the bookshop started charging people so many euros to go in.
Well, yeah.
But if they bought a book, they knocked that off whatever.
Smart.
So I don't blame them, because the ordinary folk couldn't get in the bookshop to buy books.
Well, that's the thing. If you do have people who are literally just going there to, you know, be where she was, and then they're going to go off again and not buy a book, then charge them for it.
So I'm going to do some of those tours. I know I'll be doing them on my own, because the rest of the family aren't J.K. Rowling fans or Harry Potter fans. But we're talking about Ian Rankin today.
Indeed we are. So yeah, I was reading that apparently the Rebus novels are considered major contributions to the tart noir genre.
That's it, yes. That was the quote, yes.
Yes, which I'd sort of vaguely heard of, but I don't think all the people who are kind of under that banner approve of it. So
no, they probably don't, because as I say, it's... I mean, John Rebus, I mean, he was reinvented recently. I can't remember who the actor was now. I think it was it John Rankin?
Hang on, because there was Ken Stott, wasn't
Yes,
there? And
so
then
we
there was
did it
John
for-
Hannah.
Yeah.
Is there a new one again?
Yes, there was a recent one, and it was very well portrayed. He wasn't quite as bad in, his character wasn't quite as bad, because the John Rebus that I know from the books was somebody who womanized when he got the chance, drank far too much, and was basically a chain smoker, and could bend the law. But it was how far he bent it. Did he bend it just a little bit, or did he bend it to breaking point? He always seemed to be under investigation by the serious squad, the internal investigation team. He had a bad reputation for twisting the law and everything. And some of his so-called acquaintances were definitely on the wrong side of the law. So, but it made him a more interesting character.
Yeah.
And when he's talking, when Ian Rankin talks about Rebus, and they do describe different places in Edinburgh, which I now recognise.
Yes, of course.
Because we go there such a lot. But yeah, you've got the old town, you've got the new town, and the one where you go up towards the castle. It's a really steep road that goes round, and there's lots of little shops and cafes.
Oh yes,
yeah, the Royal Mile and all that. We've got a few favourite whiskey bars that we like to go in. So yes, it's. I'd be quite happy to go to Edinburgh now on my own, and go to the boot not fair, the boot festival on my own, because as I say, I'm the only one that's interested. Because I know it so well, and I'm quite happy to see. Edinburgh is not that big. The actual city of Edinburgh is not a big place.
True.
So as long as you know which buses you're getting on, you're fine. Oh. Have you ever been to Edinburgh?
Yes, I have.
When did you go?
Oh, I'm just trying to think, but yeah, definitely. But I've been with the family.
Yeah.
More than once. So been a few times. It's sort of place you go for a weekend.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And I think I've been with my husband on like a works do, which was very nice. But yeah, it's a lovely city, isn't it? I also really like Glasgow.
Yes, I do. But my husband always says Edinburgh is the posh side and Glasgow is the working person's city.
Yeah, but we went on holiday. We stayed in Leith.
Oh yeah, that's
a couple of years ago. Yeah. So that was dead nice to see us sort of a different side of it.
Yeah, we stay at A Haven, which is just inside Leith, with David. It's a lovely tiny hotel stroke bed and breakfast, and the breakfast, I've got to warn you. A Scottish breakfast a Highland breakfast like you've never had.
So what do you think of the TV adaptations?
I like them. But this, as I say, this last one, I wish I could remember who it was that was the lead character. I particularly liked that they brought it again more into current affairs, current thinking, that sort of thing. Because he definitely still was doing his own thing, but he didn't seem quite as. I think the Rebus, when Hannah did him, was not Hannah. When Stott did him, was quite a vulnerable character. You could see him like when he got drunk and sort of doing stupid things, and you go, please don't do that. please don't do that. And of course, his sidekick is the female detective. I'm trying to.
Is it Siobhan?
Siobhan, yeah, who's English.
Indeed. I've just found the new Rebus adaptation starring Richard Rankin.
Yeah.
There's a good name.
Yes. Yeah. And he was very good. He was very, very, very good. Well, I thought so. I mean, if you've watched it and you didn't think so, please.
I haven't. I haven't watched any of the adaptations.
Yeah.
So
no, that one, as I said, I was hoping that they do more, whether they will or not. It's all about viewing figures these days, isn't it?
It is. It is.
But I've rewatched the old ones a few times. And as I say, I always feel a little bit sorry for that particular Rebus, whereas this guy, I didn't, because he seemed to have his feet on the ground. I can't remember him getting drunk in any of the episodes either. So, yeah. But yeah, I think it's again John Rebus is somebody that I think Ian Rankin didn't. I think he's retired him, and then
Yeah. Well, he stopped writing them for a bit, because I remember it was, this whole thing of the last Rebus novel. And I'm trying to remember what it was called now. But I think it might have been called something like Endgame.
Could have been, yes.
Yeah.
That rings a bell. And then they brought him back. He's retired.
Yeah. Oh, Exit Music. That was it.
Ah,
yeah,
right.
That was 2007.
Yeah.
And then number 18, Standing in Another Man's Grave, came out in 2012.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I thought a bit like, you said you were going to kill him, and now he's back again. Come on now.
Yeah.
And I sort of wonder whether that was a sort of a, nothing else is going quite as well, so maybe I should just go back to that one. But hey, I mean, maybe he was made an offer that he couldn't refuse.
I mean, he's done. Ian Rankin's done a lot of other writing. He's done writing with other authors and things like that. But as I say,
he's done a trilogy as Jack Harvey as well, I believe.
But as I say, when you say Ian Rankin, you always think.
Oh, you always think Rebus. Yeah.
And I suppose when he's 65 now, and he's been writing about Rebus for quite a long time. It's like with any other author, you must get to the end of your lollipop and go, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to write something different.
Well, I suppose it's like Conan Doyle, who killed off Sherlock, and then by popular demand.
Yeah. And Agatha Christie that wanted to get rid of Poirot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just felt the need to take a breather.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, I'm writing at the moment, or I'm editing, to be fair, a Magical Bookshop spin-off book.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, I needed space when I'd finished book 6 of the original series, and sort of thinking, well, that arc is finished now.
Yeah.
Those characters have come to the end of that journey. So if I did another book with those characters, it would have to be a new series arc, and I don't know what that would be. And it took me time to actually get round to it.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is it. I mean, if you think of Death in Paradise and all the little spin-offs.
Oh yeah.
There's been one in Australia.
Yeah, is there Beyond Paradise as well?
And then there's the one that's in not Turkey, Devon or Cornwall.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah. Is that Beyond Paradise?
I think so. Yeah.
So they've worked quite well. Well, I think they have anyway. So I've watched them. But yes, it must be hard. But as I say, when it comes to Edinburgh, there's 2 things. If you go to Edinburgh, that I'd recommend you do. One is get on the on-off bus.
Oh yeah,
that does the tours. Usually the tickets last for 2 days, so first time you get on them, just do the tour. Make a note of places perhaps the next day you want to get off and get back on.
Yeah, and
then use it the next day as your taxi to take you to places that you are a little bit out of town, sort of thing. And the other is to find some guided tours that you think might interest you, because they're usually very good. So you get to know different parts of the Edinburgh that you don't see. So but always will be a favourite place of mine. And I will.
So what's your take on the Rebus books?
I think originally they were quite gritty. And it was hard in a way to sort of level that with the Edinburgh I know. Which is the Edinburgh that is the tourist Edinburgh, which is all nice and clean and pretty, and it's interesting. But that just made you think, well, every city, every big town has got an underbelly where deeds are going on that you really wouldn't want to know about. It doesn't matter where it is. It can be. I remember saying once something about I think it was Grange over Sands. Yeah. Because we used to call that God's waiting room, because there were so many people retired there. And I remember saying that to somebody. Well, I wouldn't be frightened about going out in Grange over Sands at night. And he went, "You don't know what it's like at night." And I went, "Okay." He said, "All the people come out at night that you don't see during the day." I was thinking, "Oh, right."
That's you told.
So just goes to show. Right. So I think we'll leave it there. There's these few episodes are slightly shorter because we haven't got Mike's input. That's basically what it is. We're missing you, Mike. Come back.
Yeah, Mike's not there with his sheaf of papers.
Yes.
We said, "Oh, have you done any research on this, Mike?" And he goes, "Actually, Russell."
Whereas I do research and I just make notes, which then sometimes I find difficult to read back and submit to myself. That's the only
And I'm
problem.
here with my phone with links to various things.
You have. So between us, we managed to.
We do.
Right. So we'll be back next week with another episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. Keep safe, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to Only Murders in My Mind, a Random Thought production, produced by John Bissett. The music in Peril was composed and recorded by OM Studio Strings.